Meet me in extended child's pose with your knees wide, arms long, forehead resting on your mat. I recommend you close your eyes, removing one of your senses to heighten the others so you can truly feel. And feel free to move slow, allowing your transitions to be just as important as the poses themselves. Practice that here by lifting up to thread your right arm underneath so you can lie down on your right shoulder. Hips soften back down towards your heels. Each exhale an opportunity to relax. Then replace your right hand and thread your left arm underneath. And notice if there's any connection between your calm, smooth breath and the opening sensation you feel in your upper back. Replace your left hand and rise up into a tabletop. Then curl your toes under, reach your hips high for downward facing dog. With your hands strong, gripping into the mat. Work your body towards that triangle shape. And if it helps, just bend one knee and then the other, warming up your legs so you can get your hips high. Now take tiny little baby steps as you tiptoe to the top of your mat. Each step, drive your heel down, noticing how good it feels on the back of your leg. Slowly getting closer and closer to the front of your mat. When you do come all the way forward, crouch down into a tiny little ball called crouch and curl. You can keep your fingertips on your mat to help with balance so that you can tuck your chin and even close your eyes. Allow your transitions to be just as important as the poses themselves as you move into halfway lift. Drive your heels down as you stand up halfway, straightening out your legs, slide your hands up your shins, press your heart forward, crown of your head reaches forward, and if you shift some weight forward to the ball mounts of your feet, your hamstrings will begin to open as well. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold with a soft bend in your knees. Let your head hang heavy. Now, inhale to rise all the way up to mountain pose. Your fingertips will reach up as you stand tall through the crown of your head. Soften your shoulders. Engage your core by pulling your navel in and ground down through your feet. Big breath in. As you breathe out, bring your hands to heart center and lift your heart up towards your thumbs for a mini back bend. Come back to mountain pose, inhale. Then slow exhale, forward fold, hinge at your hips, come all the way down. Find halfway lift again. Slide your hands up your shins, pull your heart forward, big breath in. Then crouch and curl, come all the way down into a tiny little ball. Remember, you can modify with your forward fold. Now we're gonna flow that sequence, one breath, one movement, but I want you to be so fluid. It's as if you're moving underwater. There's no actual poses to hit, but instead you're flowing between the postures. So exhale everything from your lungs, and as you inhale, transition to your halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold, nice and smooth, coming all the way up to mountain pose. Inhale. Mini back bend as you exhale. Shoulders roll open, heart lifts up on your inhale, back to mountain pose, and a slow forward fold as you exhale, coming all the way down for halfway lift. Find your flat back. Then crouch and curl. Make your way to downward facing dog. Hold, breathe, and feel. The more you practice observing sensation, thoughts, and feelings as they come, the less reactive you become in your life off the mat. This simple practice widens the gap between stimulus and response. All you need to do is close your eyes and heighten your senses. Remove the visual distraction and become the observer. So feel free to keep your eyes closed through this next sequence. On your next inhale, bend your knees. As you exhale, step your feet to touch near the top of your mat. For halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, pull your heart forward, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Find chair pose. Sit back as if someone's scooting a chair in behind you. Press your knees together. Reach your arms overhead and sit a little bit deeper. Feel your legs fire up. Sit a little deeper. For 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. For one more halfway lift to reset your spine. Inhale. Exhale to plant your hands and step your feet back in a high plank. For only a moment. Then lower your knees down into a tabletop. Stand on your knees. Keep your toes curled under behind you. Reach your left hand back to grab onto your left heel and reach your right arm overhead. Big breath in. Exhale to switch. Come back to stand. Reach your right hand back. Reach your left arm overhead. Big breath in. Exhale back to your plank. Both hands down, legs straighten out behind you. Inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Didn't see that one coming, did ya? Little half camel mid-flow to intensify the sensation of this flow. From your down dog, reach your right leg high. And since we're feeling today, just bend your right knee open. Sink your heel towards your glute, let it feel good. Then inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Use your hand if you need to drag your ankle up so it's stacked underneath your right knee. Lower your back knee down to your mat and reach your arms overhead for crescent moon. Engage your inner thighs as if you were trying to scissor them together for a strong base in your crescent moon. Bring your hands together at heart center and inhale to press your heart towards your thumbs. Exhale, twist to your right and hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. Turn your chin over your right shoulder and do yourself a favor. Draw your lower belly in so you can twist just a little bit deeper. For 3, breathe deep. 2, 1, back to crescent moon, arms reach up, big breath in. As you breathe out, plant your hands down and straighten out your right leg as you shift your hips back for Hanumanasana prep. A big hamstring stretch. We'll flow in and out of these intense poses so that we can practice observing the sensation that comes and goes. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Then walk your hands forward into a low lunge. Lift your back knee up off the mat, but drive back through your back heel. Then from here, move into pyramid pose. Straighten out your right leg. With your hands planted on fingertips, spin your back heel down, but keep your hips squared off to the front of your mat. I highly encourage that you step your back foot in about a foot and a half. It'll make it a lot more accessible. Next is Warrior One. Deeply bend your right knee as you rise up and reach your arms overhead. So your hips are still squared off to the top of your mat. Your back heel is still spun down for a lot of sensation through your back calf. Sink into your right knee. Soften your shoulders. Big breath in. As you breathe out, open up into Warrior Two, and you might need to widen your stance as you open your hips towards the side of your mat. For Reverse Warrior, your hips and legs stay as they are. Just reach your right arm overhead and let your back hand graze your thigh. Big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to your mat. Come into a high plank. Big breath in. Exhale, lower your knees down for half camel. Left hand down, right arm high. Inhale. Exhale to transition. Right hand down, left arm high, big inhale. Exhale to transition, come back to your plank for one breath in. Down dog as you breathe out, then reach your left leg high, bend your knee, sink your heel, let it feel good. Next, inhale, straighten out your left leg. As you exhale, step it through to a low lunge. Come all the way through, ankle underneath your knee. Then lower your back knee down, reach your arms overhead, find crescent moon. Keep a strong base here with your lower belly pulling in so you feel anchored to your mat. Bring your hands together at heart center and inhale, lengthen your spine, heart towards your thumbs. As you exhale, twist to your left. Hook your elbow outside your knee, turn your chin over your left shoulder. Each exhale, work your heart closer to your thumbs. And remember to keep your lower belly drawing in to lengthen out your lower back. 3, 2, 1. Reach your arms overhead, crescent moon, big breath in. As you breathe out, Hanumanasana prep. Lower your hands down, shift your hips back over your back knee as you straighten out your left leg. Lots of sensation here. Keep your face and your breath calm. Then walk your hands forward for your low lunge. Lift your back knee up, sink into your hips, but drive back into your back heel. For pyramid, straighten out your left leg. You step your right foot in a little bit so you can spin your back heel down. Keep your hips squared off to the front. Try to get your forehead towards your shin, or knee, or air. Even as the sensation intensifies, observe when your mind tries to run away and distract you. Then bring it back. The most important place your mind can be is within the four corners of your mat, in your body. Rise up for Warrior One. With a big bend in your left knee, reach your arms overhead. Your back heel is spun down, but keep your hips squaring off to the top of your mat. Then slowly open up into Warrior Two. With your right arm reaching back, left arm reaching forward, your hips will open up to the side of your mat, and feel free to widen your stance. Keep your left knee tracking open so you can feel an opening through your left inner thigh. Then keep your legs as they are and reach your left arm overhead. Drop your right hand down to graze your back thigh. Reverse Warrior. Big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to your mat. Find your high plank. Hold for one breath in. Be strong. Then exhale to lower your knees down, transition to half camel, left arm down, right arm high, inhale. Exhale to transition, right arm down, left arm high, big breath in. Exhale, come back to your plank and hold for one inhale. Exhale, down dog. Big breath in through your nose, out through your nose. And from this down dog, meet me in extended child's pose. Namaste.